That day, the sun was not too high yet. Its rays still gently penetrated the glass curtain of a small restaurant on the corner of Chaoyong District, Beijing. I was waiting for someone from the promotion team of the drama Fated Hearts to return the documents, when my gaze suddenly fixated on two familiar figures, and, honestly, difficult to ignore. Chen Zheyuan and Li Qin. Yes, the two main actors, who are being talked about thanks to their incredible chemistry on the screen, are now sitting opposite each other at a small table by the window. No cameras, no production crew. Just the two of them, the two big stars who looked so ordinary. But that's exactly where the beauty is. I tried to look inconspicuous, pretending to be busy with my phone while occasionally stealing glances. From a distance of 2 tables, I could see how their interaction was going on. Light, relaxed, and warm, as if they were really enjoying their time without the pressure of the entertainment world. Li Qin wore a loose white shirt and a simple bucket hat, while Zheyuan appeared relaxed in a black hoodie and a mask that had been lowered to her chin. There is no excessive celebrity aura, just two people who are comfortable in being together. Interestingly, they don't sit idly staring at their phones like most people do these days. Instead, they talked and laughed a great deal. I could hear a few broken words from Zheyuan as she looked at Li Qin with a mischievous face. "You always order salad, Qin Jie. I suspect you were just pretending to eat healthy and then asked for a bite of mine." Li Qin immediately rolled his eyes, then chuckled a little while covering his face with his hands. "That's because your food is always delicious. It's your own fault you're always such a tempting message." Zheyuan pretended to lean back into the chair, sighing dramatically. "All right, from now on I order 2 servings, 1 for you. But you have to buy her a drink." Li Qin nodded stylishly. "Deal. But you know what? I only drink green tea." "Green tea?" Zheyuan raised his eyebrows. "I should have known. It's a sign that you want to keep an elegant image even though you can eat 2 plates." Li Qin patted his arm softly as he burst out laughing, and I, who was trying to hold back the laughter at the next table, almost spat out my drink. In between the laughter, there was something softer and calmer. The way Zheyuan noticed Li Qin when she spoke, or how Li Qin occasionally looked at her with a small wordless smile, it all felt sincere. No camera, no reason to pretend. I briefly noticed the moment when Li Qin tried to pick up his fallen chopsticks. Before he had time to look down, Zheyuan had already moved quickly to pick it up and replace it with a new chopstick from the container on the table. "Thank you, personal assistant," Li Qin said in a seductive tone. Zheyuan looked at him while raising her chin. "Of course. The main actor and gentleman, that's me." Li Qin shook his head slowly. "Gentleman really likes to be disturbed when people want to take a break on the set." Zheyuan just laughed. "I bother you because you're funny when you're angry." And at that point, I was almost certain. Their chemistry wasn't just part of the drama's promotion. The waiter came with the main course, a bowl of spicy noodles for Zheyuan and a bowl of chicken porridge for Li Qin. As the waitress left, I noticed how they shared side dishes without being asked. Li Qin took half a boiled egg to Zheyuan, while Zheyuan put the chicken pieces in Li Qin's bowl. All took place naturally, without much talk. Zheyuan muttered briefly, "You always eat slowly, Qin Jie. If on set, eat like this can only be until the dinner break." Li Qin looked at him with narrowed eyes. "I eat slowly because of enjoying. It's not like you run out in 3 minutes." "Fast is efficient," Zheyuan replied quickly, with a big smile. "The remaining time can be used to tempt you." Li Qin was silent for a moment, then laughed amused. "You always have a reason to be nice. Sweetness is sincere, really," Zheyuan replied while looking at him with an innocent expression that actually made Li Qin look down quickly, hiding the smile that just appeared. From my observation, Zheyuan is not the type of guy who talks a lot formally but always knows how to make the atmosphere feel light. While Li Qin, who was known to be calm and graceful, actually became a more relaxed version of himself when he was with Zheyuan. There were times when both of them suddenly laughed for no reason, either because of a small joke or a silly expression that only the two of them understood. Zheyuan even mimicked the scene from Fated Hearts with exaggerated style, pretending to have a sad expression while saying, "If you leave my life, I will." Li Qin immediately cut in. Eat 2 servings of noodles to quickly move on, right? Their laughter broke out at the same time. And me. I couldn't help but smile behind the mask. In between meals, the two also seemed to talk about little things outside of work. From what I vaguely heard, they talked about favorite places to eat, the weather, and even discussed a stray cat that often appeared on the set. When the shooting is over, do you want to take care of the cat? Asked Li Qin while sipping his tea. Zheyuan thought for a moment. I would, but I'm afraid he prefers you. Because you are softer. Li Qin chuckled a little. A cat can't be bothered, it 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 can't be bothered. Hey, Zheyuan replied quickly. Distraction is a form of attention. They both laughed back. I noticed how time went fast when they were together. No awkwardness, no long pauses. Everything flows like water. Even after the meal was over, they were still sitting at the same table, enjoying tea and having casual conversations. Li Qin occasionally stared out the window, while Zheyuan watched his expression gently. There were no words, but the view was more honest than anything else. At that moment, I remembered how both were on the screen of the drama Fated Hearts. There they played 2 souls bound together by fate, meeting in different times and lives, but always returning to each other. And here, in the real world, without the script and the camera, it's like I'm seeing the real version of the story. Before long, a fan seemed to recognize them and politely asked for a photo. Li Qin smiled gently, while Zheyuan lowered her head slightly, signaling they agreed. After taking the picture, Li Qin thanked him, and the fan left with a big smile. I salute your fans, very polite, Zheyuan said as he sipped his tea. Li Qin smiled. Your fans too. They always bring food gifts. I think they know you can't DM if you haven't eaten. Zheyuan laughed loudly. Well, that's it. Maybe they realize my energy needs fuel to keep bothering you. Li Qin laughed and said, if you keep doing this, I will lose you. If you lose, I win, Zheyuan replied quickly, making Li Qin pat him on the forehead and say, you're nothing, Zheyuan. After about an hour, they were ready to leave. But before standing up, Zheyuan suddenly looked at Li Qin and said in a serious but gentle tone, I'm happy to be able to eat together like this. It feels calmer than on the set. Li Qin smiled, slightly surprised by his sincere tone. Me too. Sometimes we forget to enjoy the little things, don't we? Zheyuan nodded. Yes. The film world is very crowded. When you laugh like that, it's gone. Li Qin looked at him for a few seconds, then smiled quietly. You are very good at creating a warm atmosphere. Zheyuan looked back with a teasing expression. Maybe it's because the other person is also making it comfortable. Immediately, there was a small pause, not because it was awkward, but because the two seemed to understand each other, something that didn't need to be said. They walked out of the restaurant. Zheyuan opened the door and let Li Qin walk first. He looked down, then patted his shoulder lightly as he said, Come on, before other fans come, we'll be mistaken again filming another drama. Li Qin laughed. If it's another drama, it might be titled Lunch with Fate. That's good, Zheyuan said quickly. I'm the director, you're the lead. But don't improvise too much, Li Qin replied with a smile. Ah, that's what makes it exciting, he replied casually. The two walked side by side towards the black car that was already waiting in front, and even from behind, I could see the way their steps were aligned. Not hurried, but not awkward either. That afternoon, when I left the restaurant, my smile was still not gone. Maybe for some people, the moment of having lunch together is a small thing. But for those who notice with the heart, it is a small fragment of real closeness. And between that natural-looking laughter, jest, and togetherness, I can only think, maybe Fated Hearts isn't just their drama title. Perhaps it really describes them. Two hearts that fate brought together, and now enjoy every little moment together, even in the midst of the hustle and bustle of the world that keeps looking.